usually really try to program a class that's fairly well-rounded so that we touch on all of our different areas. Today, we're doing our strength and flexibility practice, and we'll sprinkle in some core work and some balancing as well. So I hope that you enjoy. In your time, my friends, please come to your yoga space. We are going to begin today with a tabletop. Oh my goodness, my word just fell right out of my mouth. A tabletop position. And we're going to start with some wrist warm-ups today. So you come on down, and I'm going to show you close up in case you forget how to do wrist push-ups. When you get to your tabletop position, in a moment, we'll have our hands wide, and we're going to lift and lower our heels of hands, but notice how all of my fingers are staying on, pretend this is a floor. Okay, so we're going to lift, lower. We'll get there in just a moment. For now, as you're in your tabletop, let's try to slide a little forward and a little back. And please tuck your toes in the beginning so that we can start to warm up the bottoms of our feet as well. Draw your navel in. Give a little hug up towards your spine so you feel supported here as you move. And yogis, if it feels okay, stay forward. We're going to shift our weight forward, so it's a challenge to keep the heel of our hands down. Just pause here. Wide through your fingers and flat in your knuckles so they feel long and strong. Sliding back towards your heels, swivel your right hand, fingers to face your knee, and see if you can stay back here, yogis, but press the heel of your hand totally flat. Stretching on the other side of our forearm here. Shift back forward. Let's use that same hand. This time put the back of your hand down, fingers face your knee still, and see if it feels good to move a little bit forward and back. Back will be really intense, so see if that's okay. Stretching the top of our wrist. I like to go back and then forward again so you can ease away from intensity and then sink a little back in. Toes tucked here are really nice because they're like brakes, so you don't slide too far back. Great job, my friends. Relax that hand. If you need a second to sit back, if it feels too tender, take a break. When you're ready, you'll flip your left hand palm down, fingers toward your knee, and then set yourself back. Just pull your hips towards your heels as far as you can go while you keep your whole palm flat. So if you move your hand really close to your knee, it's a lot easier than if you keep your hand very forward. Try another breath here. Feel that inside a wrist, right? Okay, let's go the other side. So we'll shift forward, back of hand down, fingers still face your knee, and start to slide forward and then a little back because you know you're going to hit that intense stretch. Wide fingers still. Inhale forward, exhale back. I'm going to move my hand a little further forward to try to feel. This wrist is more flexible in my arm, so I'm going to get a little bit of a more intense stretch on this side. Try that with me if you feel up to it today. Great job. All right, my friends, come to stand on your shins. You can let the top of your feet fall flat. We just want to release our hands. Take them down low, give them a little shake out. And start a bit of side bending while we release our wrists, getting ready for those push-ups. We need a little break to start. Sweep your right arm up and over. Feel on the right ribs here. See how they feel really wide. And then come all the way forward and around. Right hand to left ribs as the left arm reaches over. Think like you're making a semicircle here. Sweep forward and around. Left hand to the ribs as you open. We'll connect with breath. On your exhale, take that swivel. On your inhale, reach over to the right. Exhale, swivel. We'll just move at the pace of our breath. There's no set speed for us today. Let's try 2 more rounds. I'm not sure if you've seen the last couple of nights the most amazing new moon. It's been beautiful. We're kind of making that shape right here, a new moon shape. Beautiful job. Exhale, come all the way forward. Sweep both arms skywards. And as you release your hands all the way down, give them a little shake like there's water on them and you want to drop that away. Gently back to table. When you get there, let's start those push-ups. Yogis, you can do one hand at a time. Maybe start like that and see how it feels. Heel of hand rises, heel of hand rises. Go back and forth. Your fingers want to lift, especially your pinky and your thumb, but don't let it. We're gonna get really jazzed up in our forearms here. And if this feels fairly easy for you, let's try both at the same time. Now, how would we make it more challenging if it still feels easy? Slide your hands back, slide your shoulders forward. Oh, that really slowed me down. When your shoulders come in front of your wrists, there's a lot more weight on the wrist, a little bit more intensity. Notice if you started to grip onto something, your jaw clenched, your toes started gripping. Try to soften whatever you clung to there. Let's try 3 more pulses if you have it in you. Last one, yogis. Wow, good work. Child's pose. Please bring your knees pretty close and extend your arms overhead, but let's turn our palms to the sky so we can rest our wrists again. Bowing our heads down. Make a very soft fist with each hand and walk your knuckles further away. Land through your elbows and forearms and see if you can curl your knuckles up towards the sky. Most likely, yogis, they're going to turn in towards one another a little bit. That's okay. We're not trying to be squared in our knuckles here. Stretching through the backs of our wrists that we just strengthened. Send your arms back out long and loose. Palms are down now. We're going to drag the right arm back by our right leg. Drag it along your mat. Sweep all the way up and overhead to tabletop. Big forward circle. Bow down, child's pose. Left hand, drag it back along your mat. Sweep up and overhead as you move forward to table. Back down. Same thing. Drag on the inhale. Exhale as you pause back in child's pose. I like to look in the direction, my friends, of that circling arm for a little neck stretch as well. Inhale. Exhale. One more each way, warming up into our shoulders. Beautiful job. Let's rise back up to our knees, shins kneeling, lifted in our chest, over top of our hips. Hands at prayer at heart center, or if that feels strange, you can just cover your heart. We're going to try to stretch into our thighs. Take a big squeeze of your backside and lift long in your torso. Send your body straight back, yogis. Hips are staying elevated from your heels. Feel that stretch in your thighs. And then come right back up to the center. Neck stays long. Inhale as you lean back. Exhale as you come forward. 2 more like that. Let's breathe into hinge. Exhale to rise. 1 more. Inhale here. Exhale, come on back up. Release your hands down by your knees and close your knees so we can sit back on top of our heels. Fingers move behind us, thumbs out, fingers back. Puff up in your chest, a little back bend here. As we rise, eyes to the sky, adjust your hands so they feel strong. They can be flat palms, tented fingers, or fists with knuckles down. Option to lift your backside to get a great stretch for your thighs. Squeeze your butt, lift up. I like fists, yogis. I think it's really strong here. Let's spend another breath stretching into the front of our hips and thighs. And as you exhale, set yourself back down, eyes straight to the wall in front of you as you sit back up. Take a moment to pause. Wrap your hands around the right outer thigh as you swivel to your right, little twist in Thunderbolt. Eyes back to the center, hands outside your left thigh as you twist left. Coming back to the center, are you able to stay in Thunderbolt? You're welcome to find your way to seated, warming up with some breath and arms. Or if you'd like a challenge, you can lift to toes pose, tucking all toes. You might actually need to help your little pinky toe under there. And you could stay here as long as it feels good while we move. When you will get there, when you get really fatigued, just set yourself back on the tops of your feet and rejoin us in Thunderbolt or have a full seat if you'd like. Arms rise, big breath in. As you exhale, goalpost arms. Inhale, move the elbows forward, fingers back. You've shelved under your heart. Create a little shelf to uplift your heart. Press your palms and forearms together. It's okay if there's a gap between your forearms. That just means you're a little tight in your shoulders. And on an exhale, tuck and round. Angry cat back. You're welcome to stay longer in any position that feels good, maybe a little wiggle here and there if it feels nice. Inhale, rise when you're ready. Hold on to your right wrist, lengthen and tip. Inhale, rise. Hold on to your left wrist, lengthen and tip. Inhale, rise. Clasp behind your low back, right thumb on top because we're going to switch that each time. Send your knuckles down and your heart space up. Beautiful job. Let's try again. Inhale, arms rise. Exhale, goal post. Create that shelf, elbows forward, fingers back as you inhale. Exhale, press forward, tuck down and around. Full exhalation, every little bit out. Inhale, rise. As you exhale, tip to your left. Inhale, rise. Exhale, tip right. Bring it on back up for your inhale. And as you release hands behind low back, left thumb on top to clasp. Knuckles down low, puff up in your chest. Let's breathe left to right, yogis, and find a sense of width. Beautiful job. One more round, last time. Inhale. Exhale, goal post. Scoop underneath your heart. Cat back. Rise and shine. Lean to your left. Inhale, up we go, reaching for our best self. Lean to your right. Straight back to the sky. You choose what thumb feels best to be on top, or I always like the weird option. What one feels the strangest? Maybe we explore that. Anybody lasted in toe pose? Woo, my feet are really feeling it. Come forward, yogis. So if you did and your toes are feeling cranky too, we might want to set them flat and give them a soft little tap. If you were in Thunderbolt, you may want to tuck your toes under. And if you were seated, join us in tabletop. All right, my friends, when your toes are feeling okay, let's tuck them together. And we're gonna lift our hips high to the sky. Downward facing dog. Take a big old lift and a sigh backwards. As you inhale, lift both heels. Try to be light on your toes. Even though they're pressing down, do you think you could consider lifting them towards your kneecaps? Find some liberation and spaciousness in your toes. Exhale, set your heels back down. Energetically, they're anchored into the floor no matter how high they are. Inhale, rise again. Remember, we're light on our toes. Exhale, send your heels back down. 2 more rounds, but before we go, widen your feet, please, as wide as you'd like. Lift up through both heels. Let your heels fall left and bend your left knee. Let your hips sag here. Do you feel your right body opening? I hope so. Come back to the center, heels rise. They fall right, and we'll bend our right knees, so we hope to find sensation in our left side bodies. Come on back to the center, heels elevate. You can close your toes again, whatever's comfy. Heels melt back down. And as we look towards our thumbs, we're gonna slide, step, or hop our way up to forward fold. Let's soften our jaw and all of our facial features as we hang through the upper body. Chin tucks up to chest, back of neck is long. We'll bend our knees as much as we need in every forward fold today. Let's take a slow, luxurious in-breath and roll ourselves to rise. Okay, one more little shoulder warm up. As you get standing, please roll your shoulders back a few times. If you find some crunchies in your shoulders, pause on that. Like if I found something a little crunchy right there, I might kind of hang out. Just work one shoulder at a time. If you find that, try to move through. The movement will lubricate our joints, and usually you can work out that crunchy feeling or sound. Oh, I got one over here too. Never know what you might find. Okay, can you come forward? If it feels too awkward, just keep traveling backwards. Forward sometimes you might like to do one and then the other, much less awkward that way. Okay, let's bring our hands back to that prayer and try to connect your elbows. If they are not connecting, it's okay, my friends. From here, pulse fingers up towards the sky. Think like 3 inches maybe, and right back down to shoulder height. Lift, lower, opening through your middle back. 4, 2, and 1. Beautiful job. Bring fingertips towards me. Drop in the knees just a little bit. Hunker down to your angry cat position. Allow your fingertips to float down and forward fold. Let's hang here for a moment. You might like to widen your feet for more stability. We're bending elbows and holding on to our biceps or our forearms. Let's take a tick-tock, yogis, sliding our forearms side to side. When we slide like this, it's usually best to bend your knees, just intuitively moving safely for your body, your joints, and your back. If you'd like, join me in a little swivel. We're going C-shape with this. Elbows are wrapping now towards our opposite heels. Come on back to the center. Let's bring our fingers down. You have to bend your knees a lot sometimes, but we can all reach the floor. You might need to widen your knees, bend them a ton, but the floor is accessible. We bend till we can reach it. Good job, my friends. Left hand under your nose, left knee extra bent, right hand to your hip and twist to the right. If you'd like it, reach high. I love that energy. Lift and lengthen. We have a long line of energy from top to bottom here. Right on back down. Same on the other side. Right hand under your nose. Right knee is the big bender. And then we'll take left hand to hip. Little peek off to the side. Who wants to rise and shine? Big breath in. And release. Well done. Bend your knees here so we can hang real heavy in the upper body and clasp your hands behind your low back. Now, yogis, you don't have to go anywhere. They can just rest, thumbs right on your low back. If you'd like, elevate your knuckles skywards and check in. Are you feeling so smushed in your neck? If so, squeeze your shoulder blades together, and then you'll elevate a little higher with the head of your shoulders, so you should feel spacious in your neck here. Bend your right knee and twist off to the left side. Are you breathing? Sometimes it's a little discombobulating upside down here. Hang on. Back to center. Bend your left knee, eyes to the right side. One more breath. And release back to the center. Head hangs low, hands find low back. Disconnect your clasp and slide them on down. As you get hanging heavy, shake your head no. No time for neck tension, yogis. And yes, we nod yes because it feels good. Positive spin on things. And also because we said yes to ourselves. So we're congratulating ourselves on making time. All right, slow that down before you get dizzy. Let's find our halfway lift, yogis. Inhale, fingers slide up your shins. We're gonna sit in chair from here though. Hips down, fingers back today. Thumbs up, palms facing away from your body. So your shoulders are very happily rolled wide open. Take another inhale. Exhale, forward fold. Right leg, long lunge back, my friends. Begin with your kneeling lunge. Move right hand to the right, left hand to left thigh. And you could stay here, twisting eyes to the left. If you'd like to uplift yourself more, left arm to the sky. Big, beautiful breath in. As we release the hand, consider making a big circle backwards, just to be really big with our body. Why not? Release. Shift your hips back to half split. Toes might like to rise or stay pointed. And another great thing that I like to add on is a little sway of the hips here, making a smile shape with your hips. And some folks like to tick-tock their toes as well. That's fun. Basically, if you think it feels good or you can think it up, you should try it. Do it. Maybe it'll make the posture feel extra awesome. All right, come on to stillness. Join me back in the center. We're finding that low lunge again. Tucking back toes, lifting knee, and stepping forward. Let's fold. Halfway lift, breathe in. Stay, sit your hips, chair pose, but every chair today, fingers will be back. Thumbs up, palms facing outwards. Lift your belly, support your low back with a little hug from your navel. Where are your toes? Can you tap them? What's your favorite beat? Just tapping along here to whatever music's playing in our heart. Forward fold. Left leg, long lunge back. Let's kneel to begin. Move left hand left, right hand to thigh. Here's a little twist. Feels nice. Plus you get a little bonus opening on the inner thigh. But you might like to join me reaching to the sky. Find a beautiful breath. Reward yourself for coming today with some luxuriously slow breathing. Frame out that front foot. Shift back. Find your hips split. You can stay still, my friends. Do you want your right toes lifted or pointed? And then would you like to smile with your hips? Would you like to tick-tock your toes? One more big breath in. I'm the more the merrier kind of a person, so I do all the movements. Shift back forward, elevate your back knee, but please step back this time, my friends. Downward facing dog. And in downward facing dog, you might like to dial your index fingers a little out to each side, giving yourself extra chest and shoulder space. When you find a strong dog, excuse me, please consider tenting your left fingertips. Seeing if you feel stable still, would you be able to elevate your left fingertips just a few inches off your mat? Drop back down, well done. Belly in, breath strong. Tent your right fingertips. If you feel steady, elevate your right fingertips an inch or two off your mat. Right back down to down dog, well done. Inhale as we move forward to our plank. In your plank position, put on a little pair of suspenders. Draw down from shoulders to hips. Draw back with heels of hands towards toes. Strengthen your body. Drop your knees if you'd like. Bend your elbows and descend to lying on belly, pressing long through toes. Reaching back behind us to clasp hands again over tailbone and then stretch down towards your knuckles, uplifting as much of your chest as it feels good to do. Squeeze between your shoulder blades. Use all 10 toes to help you boost. Most importantly, but the hardest part, remember to breathe. One more. Good work, my friends. Exhale, release hands, middle rib height. Press back, child's pose. Lift on up to your tabletop. Take your knees underneath your hips. This is a little funky, yogis. We're gonna cross the right knee behind the left, so your shins are both down. I'll show you from the back. Just got a little crisscross in our knees. And we're catting and cowing from here. Right shin is behind. Exhale, puff up. Inhale, draw belly down, cow pose. Tailbone and eyes lift gently. Exhale, tailbone tucks, eyes towards your belly. Inhale for your cow. Let's make it odd today. Odd is fun. We're going for one more round, so we'll do a 3. Inhale, press through the palms, uplift your heart, widening your collarbones. Come to neutral spine, my friends. Uncross your knees and readjust so you feel squared. Tuck your toes, rise up to your little miniature down dog. Look at your thumbs and slide, tiptoe, or hop forward. Hang heavy in your folds. Let's take a roll to rise. Maybe you like to hinge flat back. Whatever suits your fancy is great for me. Let's go again. Exhale, forward fold. Flat back extension, big breath in. Exhale, sit, chair pose. Belly is lifted, fingers back, spiral through the shoulder blades. Thumbs up, palms out. Exhale, forward fold. Left leg is on the lunge back, yogis, but today we're gonna stay lifted for this second round. Arms rise. The wider the lunge, the more stability you have. As you hold this, watch me for a moment. We're coming belly in the whole time, yogis. We're coming to loaded lunge, turn palms down, draw elbows back. Press forward and re-rise, high lunge. Okay, can you join me for 2 of those? Let's load our lunge. Belly in to support low back. Palms face down, draw back to goalpost. Push forward, rise up with your torso. Palms can turn back in. Feel good? Try again. Inhale, load. Exhale, squeeze. Inhale, load. Exhale, rise. Beautiful job. Release your hands. Step back to dog. Let's take what we need here, yogis. Would you like to walk the dog with me? Alternate your knees, bending and straightening. You're welcome to let your hips have a little sass to them. Let them sway side to side. When you're feeling ready, we're gonna take it forward. Inhale to that plank. Clip on your suspenders. Draw back, draw inwards. Even if you're on your knees, yogis, you can do this strong version of plank. Descend, exhale. As you find your way down, lengthen your body. Opening arms wide to the sides, hover your palms and turn your thumbs upwards. Palms are facing forward from here. We're just gonna stay put with our eyes underneath our noses, a little hover to your forehead and nose. Sweep arms all the way overhead, try to high five yourself. Sweep them all the way back behind your low back. See if you can touch your fingernails together. No way, Jose, right? Not me either. Reach overhead, inhale. Exhale. If this is incredibly challenging, yogis, make it a goal post. Tap your fingers together over your skull and bring your elbows back. One more round. Reach, inhale. Squeeze back, exhale. Let your hands fall. Press yourself to table. Crisscross your shins, but the left will be behind the right this time. Takes a second sometimes to adjust yourself for balance here. When you're ready, we've got 3 cats and cows. Exhale to begin. Inhale, let your belly drop. Exhale. Inhale. One more. Inhale. Can you open your chest and lift your neck even further on that last cow? Oh, that's good. Back to neutral, my friends. Uncross. Get yourself right again. We gotta find our way back to square. Tuck your toes, find that tiny down dog lift. Eyes forward, a hop, skip, or a jump forward. From your fold, let's rise. Okay, guess what? We're almost done. We are almost done. So we're gonna go one more round of strength, but let's sprinkle a little balance in here first so we can get 2 big balancing rounds in today. I'm excited. All right, first balance is that chair pose we just did. Sink back and down. Where are your arms? You remember how we screw the shoulder blades down so we can open our chests? All right, you're almost there, but how do we balance in here? Our heels rise. Let's go, yogis. Remember how we liberate our toes? They may not actually lift off the mat at all. That's okay, but we're not clawing down. Now, if possible, while you're holding this heel lifted position, could you straighten your legs even just a little bit and take your eyes to look at your toes, at your soft, happy little toes. Heels back down, forward fold. Kudos, yogis. That is amazing. That was diverse pose. Good work. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Let's step our left legs back. We're going to open ourselves to warrior 2. Windmill your arms all the way up, back and down. And yogis, we're here for a while today. So find a depth that you can sustain. Sustain for 5 full breaths. Meaning, I don't want to go so low that I'm like, oh, I got to take a break. Find something that you can be really proud of. Let's bring our arms open. For the first breath, optionally heel lifting. Right heel would rise. Set it back down at the bottom of your exhale. Left arm rises, right arm falls. Bring your forearms together in front of your heart. Now, I like to make a fist when I do that. Switch. So the right arm is up, left arm is down, and I go fast on the exhale. I go, would you like to try that with me? 3 more rounds. Inhale, circle. Exhale, forearms connect. Yes. Inhale, circle. Exhale, connect. Beautiful job. Big breath in. Last breath out here. Open your arms. Reward. Straighten your right leg. Oh, yogis, that was hard, yes? Lean back, reverse your triangle. We are not done, but we're gonna go one more round only on this right leg. You're so close. Okay, we're in this together. Let's come back to warrior 2. When you're ready, something you can sustain, just 2 breaths. Right forearm finds your thigh. Left arm reaches skywards or overhead if you'd like. But for these 2 breaths, we're hovering our forearms. We're teaching ourselves to use our core so we don't dump and rely on that kickstand. Hover. Yes. Just one more breath. Is there anything you can soften? Maybe it's just some judgment that you're holding against yourself. Wonderful job. Back to warrior 2. Windmill the arms down and around. Downward facing dog. Yogis, we're hanging out, taking good care of ourselves for 2 breaths to recover from that big right leg work. I like to lift my right leg after that. 3-legged dog, maybe join me. Heel can come to your butt. You can open your hip, whatever you need. One more big breath. When your feet find the ground, we'll travel forward for vinyasa. Big breath in. Full breath out. Put your little suspenders on. Chaturanga when you're ready. Uplift your heart space. Tent your fingertips, and then see if you can hover your fingertips here. Squeezing up, staying just as lifted as when you were pressing, but now no hands. One more big breath in. Add on your toes, lifting. Perhaps your knees and thighs could lift as well. Try to soften through your fingers and toes. Squeeze only through your back body, right on into your midline. Release, press away. Pause, yogis, in your child's pose. That was big back work. I prefer closing my knees so my belly can rest on my thighs and I can get really big, opening in the low back. We're finding our downward facing dogs, lifting our hips as high as we can, sliding our sits bones open wide. If you push down through your big toes and out through your baby toes, you're gonna find this amazing sense of opening in your back body. Look where you'd like to land and make your way to forward fold. Find a beautiful inhalation to guide you skywards. When you reach to the sky, we're gonna move back into balance for a moment. Hug on your right knee, please. And as you collect that knee, we're gonna go open and close. If you don't wanna lift it high, open and close it on the floor. Eventually we'll move into tree, and that can always be done on the floor as well. Your left arm is wherever it helps you feel steady and confident. So my personal belief is that eyes moving in any position is extremely balance challenging. So today, we're gonna move our eyes. Let's try. Are you ready for tree? Okay, any place that you wanna clamp, when you find it, feedback from your left, whatever your foot's connected to. Thigh in my case, ankle if you're low, calf or knee. Opening your arms to the sky, and then land them in that forearm stack, but now just really soft. Right arm is on the top to begin. Shoulders back and down, steady gaze to me to begin. As you breathe in, move your right fingers open. As you breathe out, move your eyes to your right fingers. Breathe in, move your eyes forward. Out, right forearm back to its original place. Same thing on the left. Left fingers inhale. Eyes exhale. Left fingers inhale. Oops, I went backwards, my bad, I'm sorry. Eyes exhale. Oh, that was bad of me. I made it way harder for us. Reach to the sky, lift your right knee, but we survived, and release. Good job, shake out. Ooh, shake out that left leg. I like to curl my toes under. Let that heat go. Ooh. Good work, yogis. All right, let's get this other tree pose on. Left knee, opening and closing. You don't even have to hold it if you don't want. Nice to do a little movement with your ankles and your toes too. The more movement, the better, yes? That's my philosophy. When it feels pretty warm, you know you're ready. Let's hook anywhere feels good for you. Sometimes the hardest part of balance can be your clothing. So if you're wearing shorts, you've got the best thing on because you can hook to skin. If you've got slippery pants, challenge on, yogis. Arms rise, inhale. As you exhale, bring your left forearm to cover your right. Take a steady in-breath here and remind yourself, I am amazing. Tell yourself that right now. Yes, I am. Left fingers open as we breathe in. Breathe out, eyes follow the left fingers. Eyes back forward, breathe in. Left hand in on the exhale. Same thing on the right. Right fingers inhale. Eyes exhale. Bring eyes back forward, inhale. Exhale, right forearm in. Reach skywards. Release. Oof. It is hard not to grimace. That right thigh gets spicy, doesn't it? Calf, ooh, it's all switched on. You know it's there now. Shake it out, turn your toes under if that feels good. Okay, last bit of strength for us today. Well done, yogis. Arms rise, breathe in. As you exhale, tumble forward and down. Find that beautiful release through your upper body as you fold. Halfway lift, inhale. Exhale, fall back to fold. Your right leg will step back. So there's no surprises. I'm always much more confident on the second round. We know what we have to do. We're opening ourselves up to warrior two. We've already done it once, so you know you can. But we just have to decide, How strong are we feeling? And can we sustain for 5 breaths? Really try to commit to this warrior two. You get a break, you know it's coming. Once you've found your spot, spread your toes wide and consider lifting your left heel just 1 breath. I know you can do it. Prove to yourself how strong you are. How softly can you land on that exhale? Left arm rises, right arm falls. And as you exhale, bring your forearms together. I like a soft fist. Inhale, sweep open. Exhale, come on down. Want to do it fast with me? Inhale, I like a big exhale. We call these tribal arms. Yes, yogis, 2 more. Inhale, exhale, inhale, and exhale. Great job. Open arms wide. Yes, we get a reward. Left knee rises, lean back, reverse triangle. Did you know that I was sneaky and added an extra breath on those? I figured you lost count, so we snuck in 6 breaths in warrior two. Be very proud of your strength today. Last 2 coming at us. When you're ready, rejoin me in warrior two. Okay, it's just 2. I know you can bend a little deeper. Left forearm to the thigh, reach up or overhead with your right arm, chest really open. Yogis, keep left knee open towards your baby toe and hover that left hand without moving your body. You have a strong core. You can do this. 1 more big breath in here. As you exhale, press back to warrior two. Swivel to the left, step back downward facing dog, and do anything or a whole lot of nothing that you need to recover. We're hanging for 2 breaths. If you'd like to vinyasa with me, now's our time. Let's come forward, please. Inhale, plank position. Put on those suspenders. Pull in, pull back. Great job. Exhale, descend. Send everything as long as it could possibly be. And we're floating straight up to full locust. Hands are your choice. I'm just gonna hover mine from where they are. Bent at the elbows, and I'm squeezing back through my shoulder blades. You might like to reach back. You could reach overhead, whatever feels lovely, guys. Let's open our toes and our fingers if our hands are not clasped. We're hanging in this back, strengthening position for 1 more big inhale. As we exhale, descend. Press back, child's pose. You might like closed knees so you can really belly lay over thighs and open your upper back. Shifting ourselves back forward. For those of us who are leaving early, we have 5 minutes left. We're gonna balance for a portion of this. So let's lift up to a little down dog. Find our way forward, folding. Once you found that forward fold, roll yourself to rest. Shoulders up, back and down. So if you're leaving early, you're just gonna get to walk out tonight. It feels nice just to kind of float on out after balance. We're finding a modified star pose. Arms in a V. Lean yourself to your right. If you ever feel compression in your low back, lean a little to the diagonal on the front way. Yeah, there you go. As you lean, that left leg gets light, right? Let's lift it up, star pose. Just gonna modify it today by letting the left arm float towards our left toes. Kind of leaning our head towards the upper arm here, big breath in. As you exhale, left heel towards your butt. If you're able to get a hold of the top of your foot, stay in your star lean, but add on the quad stretch. Coming back to center, standing quad stretch. Oh, this is nice. Still a balance though, since we're like flamingos here on 1 foot. And we're gonna try to finish this side in dancers. You stay where you are. Just gonna turn in case you're not sure what that is. You can keep the leg as you have it, or you could move your hand to the inner foot. This is a little bit more open for our shoulders. If your hand is on the outside, you're responsible for opening that shoulder back and down, okay? Stay broad. As we reach the right arm forward, we're going to start to hinge at our hips and kick into your left foot to uplift yourself. Think like a bow, really taut, really wide, very much a bow shape here. One more breath in dancer's pose. And on the way down, we'll try to control that, releasing slowly. I like to back stroke. Yeah, backstroke. I was going to say back pedal for a minute, especially that left arm, yogis, because that was hanging on tight. Sometimes it's nicer with a bent elbow. All right, well done. Shake yourself out. Finishing with one more balance round. For the rest of us, we're going to stay and stretch a bit more. Reach skywards, inhale. As you lean to your left, make sure you have room so you don't hit your wall. Lean so much that your right toes get light. And when you're feeling ready, we'll lift them, leaning all the way into your star. We can reclaim length here, find a sense of width, a powerfulness to our body. Right arm reaches down, just let your head fall towards the left upper arm. Right heel towards your butt. Can you grab a hold of the top of your foot? Nice. Good balancing, yogis. Best part, we get to reset. Quad stretch. This is nice. It's not easy to transition, but this feels a whole lot better than that other one. All right, back to safety and then back to the challenge. Dancer's pose if you'd like. Maybe we move our hand to the inner foot. As you reach your left arm forward, we're going to start to kick right foot into right hand so that you feel a sense of lifting upwards. Hang on for one more big, beautiful breath. As you exhale, how much control can you use to reset? Foot down, take some back strokes. Oh, especially that right arm. So I like to take a bunch and then I'll work just on that right arm for a moment. Whew, that was tough stuff. All right, yogis. If you're leaving, do a little cat and cow first to work out your back. Bend your knees, hands find your thighs. We're gonna roll up to angry cat, but I like my fingers to face one another because then I feel like you can get a good grip on your thighs. Push down and find that cat. We're gonna hold this position, but breathe, my friends. And you might like a little wiggle side to side to stretch out your back. So when I find cow from here, I do spin my fingers out. Drop your belly. I have thumbs in, fingers out. Lift up through your chin and your tail. Soften your eye gaze, eyebrows relaxed. One more round with breath. Exhale, roll to cat. Inhale, open to cow. As you find your way to standing, you might like another little cat round and a ragdoll roll. Shoulders up, back, and down. So if you're heading out early today, it's your time. I'm so glad you came. Thank you. If you're coming to the last 5 minutes with me, let's find our way to the mat, but try with no hands. So we're going to bend a knee, find that shin. Maybe you tuck your heel in and see if you can find your way to seated. Get adjusted so there's no flesh under your sits bones. And we're going to send our right leg straight as our left foot bends in. So we're in seated tree yogis, but it doesn't have to be connected and tight. It can be wide open so you feel really strong in your foundation. Once you have this, we're picking up our right legs. Sit tall, and if you start to hunker, use just your right hand. Left hand will help you boost up. Okay, any hold is good. You can wrap your forearm around, hold the calf. Some folks like to do the right peace fingers, that makes the peace sign, index and middle, around the big toe. And then you could open up your arm if you'd like, or maybe you use it on the ground. I like a seated hamstring stretch. This is a challenge, huh? Nice work. Really working on the core and your spinal integrity as well, since we have to work hard to sit tall here. One more breath, and then we're going to open our legs. So just our left hands. Everyone's grip is going to be different. There's so many we can use. I prefer hand to the inside of my foot usually. This is nice on the outer foot. but I think you get more opening if you kind of push away. Now you could use your left hand on your knee to help yourself sit, or left hand on the floor. If you feel really strong, open the left arm. Beautiful job. This right knee is micro bent, yogi, so we're really taking good care of ourselves through our practice. You can use your peace fingers on the big toe in this position as well. Just remember, if you use that grip, that sometimes we want to pull our big toes off. Push your big toe back in to your peace finger. So there's a good fight happening there, and there's no tension on the toe. Well done. Switch hands. We're pulling across the body. Your right leg comes across your body, a little harder to sit tall. So if you'd like, press your right hand down. And again, any grip. I'm going to go to the outside of my foot and push away. I also like to look to the right in this position. Take a big breath in your twist. Breathing down the outer right leg through your IT band. When you're ready to make your way back to the center, let's scoot on in, bend our knee, have a seat for a moment. You might need to find a position to reset, maybe a little bound angle or straight legs, and shake them out. And when that feels good, we'll set up our other seated tray. Right foot in. There's no rules. My tree is a super wide open, branches growing somewhere else away from the trunk. And then we're gonna pick up that left leg. Remember to really be confident in your posture. Right hand might need to be a good helper to push down and help you sit really tall. Usually I try to take my eye gaze right towards my toes because that is the direction that I would like my navel and my heart to rise. Therefore, I look where I'd like to go. Bringing in that sense of softness to the left knee right here. And maintaining that as we press our left leg open. So whatever works best for your body. Remember to sit, you're kind of moving more towards the front of your pelvis here. Sometimes I like to hold my right knee to really help myself sit forward and tall. Option to open the right arm out. Staying soft in left knee for this last breath. And then slowly transitioning, keeping your beautiful posture, leg across, right hand is guiding it in some way. Boost up. You've got this bent right knee, that's helping you boost. Left hand could help you as well, or we stretch it open and our eye gaze might enjoy twisting a little deeper to the left as well. Is there something that you could let go of here? Are there any criticisms coming into your mind? Let go of them. Is there tightness in your jaw, in your left fingers or your right toes that you could get rid of? When you're ready, come back to center. Rebend your left knee and then just do what feels best. That was a lot of back work. So I also like to roll down and find another cat shape, especially yogis, opening your shoulder blades, widening up through your middle and upper back after all that squeezing inwards can feel really nice. And when you do feel restored, let's have a seat together. Take our hands to help our knees close. Wherever you are, just close your knees. And then we'll turn to the side, find our way back into tabletop. And we always work on our crouch and rise, but today we're gonna try it with no hands. Why not finish out with a balance? Toes are tucked. We crouch back. Our hands are usually close to our knees to help us get our crouch. But today we're gonna consider tiptoe pose. Lifting through the upper body, hands could reach anywhere. Sometimes I just put them at prayer in my heart center. And we're trying to bring our thighs parallel to the floor here. Pressing down strong through balls of feet to exhale and help ourselves come to standing. Once you get up, if they haven't already, let your heels fall. One more breath just to set our day in motion. Breathe in a sense of grace and ease. Breathe out a sense of grace and ease. Breathe in with your newfound confidence, flexibility, coordination with mind, body, and spirit, and connection to ourselves. Breathe out with all of the above. Take a little chin tuck, a bow to your incredible practice. It's a practice because we are perfectly imperfect humans that are always working to better ourselves, never a performance. Always here to increase the way we feel, to enhance our mood. I hope that you've left class today feeling refreshed and recharged. Happy Friday, and I cannot wait to see you next week. Namaste, my friends.